Mr. Red Foxx. Thank you, Dino, or Vino, whatever you're sucking up tonight. This must be the roast to end all roast, because as I look around the dais, I see a lot of heavyweight hunkies. That's right, with the exception of Flip Wilson, Wanda Page, and myself. I haven't seen this much white meat since my Thanksgiving turkey exploded. But I'm happy to be here tonight to honor Frank, because this man, like me, came up in the toughest part of show business, the trenches, the battlefield, in other words, the nightclubs. And remember those saloons, Frank? They always had the same lineup of girl singer, comedian, a tap dancer, and a juggler. The juggler was the guy who kept the books. Frank was even tougher for me. At least he worked in the fancy nightclubs in Las Vegas with Dean, Joey, Sammy, and the rest of the guys. I had to play small clubs in Mississippi. While he was singing and dancing with the Klan, I was running from him. There was a time long ago when Frank and I both played Atlantic City. But what a difference, Frank. What a difference. What a band. Frank was at the 500 Club on the main drag, and I was at the Club Harlem, which naturally was in the back of the beach. Now in that part of Atlantic City, if anything white came in, it was a shark. He had a pinky ring and a black suit. It was a loan shark. You know, Frank, a lot of nice things are being said about you tonight, but if I had to say one thing, and it's this. I dig a guy who's outspoken, and that's you, baby, that's you. You say what's on your mind, you say what's in your heart, and you don't give a damn about consequences. And because of that, here's the best compliment that I can give you. As far as I'm concerned, you are the white Andrew Young. Superstitious, you can tell the difference. See, niggas believe in ghosts, rabbit's feet, and black cats. I'm black, I don't believe in none of that shit. If I see a ghost, I'ma cut it. The police find 7 or 8 ghosts with their throat cut, won't be no more ghosts. You couldn't beg a white guy to put a sheet on and say, boo, nowhere. Ku Klux Klanmen be wearing checkerboard tablecloth. And rabbit's feet. Nigga, how could a rabbit's foot be lucky when the rabbit lost it? Pay $2.50 for a goddamn foot with claws on it, tie your suit up. Get the body where the meat is and wrap some greens and sweet potatoes around his ass and feed your children. Foot and black cats. You'll kill your whole family in a station wagon ducking a black cat. I run right over their hairy ass. I'm not gonna wreck my $84,000 Rolls Royce on no 6-cent cat. That's bad arithmetic. The way I figure it, 84,000 goes over 6 one time with nothing left over. See, cat lovers hate me, but fuck them, man. People need dogs today. See, when a burglar comes to your home and hears meow, meow, break right in. Get you a Doberman that meows. Then you got yourself something. No kidding, I love animals myself. But the only thing I don't like rats. I mean, how'd you turn around every now and then, sir? You ain't no dream either. You can look up at me. I've seen you before. Wasn't you killed overseas? I never marched. You never saw me marching, did you? Because it's hard for a man to get out there and march and let somebody run into a crowd and pop him upside the head with an axe handle, and all he's supposed to do is lay there and hum, "We shall overcome." I say, shit. I don't want to overcome. I'd go crazy. Let me do bad. I can starve to death by myself, sugar. So try and forget me, but always remember that I love you more than any woman I've ever known in my life. It was that night I went up to your house and got drunk and fell out on the couch and went to sleep. You didn't mess with none of the money that was left in my wallet because you must have known deep down in your heart If I'd have came to and found some of my hard-earned money gone, I'd have went home and got a 2x4 that I've been soaking in motor oil since 1953. And I'd have came back searching for you. If I found you anywhere on earth with any portions of my money in your bag, I'd have took my greasy 2x4, knowing that it wouldn't break, bend, or splinter, and try to cave your skull in with it. All these stories I'll tell you about. I'll tell you what your reaction will be to my next story. See? When I get to the punchline, there'll be silence, giggles, and snickers, then laughs. Watch. These two girls were walking down the street, and one girl hunched the other. She said, "Hey, girl, look across the street. Isn't that your husband coming out the florist?" She said, "Yes, damn it, he's got 24 roses." She said, "I'm going to have to keep my legs up in the air 3 days." Her girlfriend looked at her and said, "Well, why don't you get a vase?" That's the way to laugh, honey. That's the way. Throw your neck back and enjoy yourself. It's pretty. Wish I like white women. I mean, personally, I don't want no white woman. If you see me with a white woman, I'm holding her for the police. Of course, I'm no fool. I prefer Anne Margaret over Shirley Chisholm. I prefer Dick Butkus over Shirley Chisholm. Boy, you got some ugly women in the world, ain't it? I love them. See, I love ugly women because they don't ask for too much. Because they know they ain't going nowhere. No, really now, you take some of the great ugly women of the world. I'd mention a few, left Esther out because she stands alone. God damn, that's an ugly black woman too. But she'll never be ugly as Miss Roosevelt. That's your boss ugly woman ever been here. I saw Miss Roosevelt's picture in Jet magazine and got a soft on. See, I talk about niggas, you know what I mean? Because niggas are holding black people back. I know that's confusing to your white friends, but there is a difference. See, my parents are mixed down the line. You can see that, or else I'm a semi-albino. Somebody messed in my family. Look at these thin lips. I hate them. I can hardly taste barbecue. See, but black people are taught to love, but I find it hard to love midgets. That's the only thing I hate. It's a goddamn midget. All of them. I don't care what color they are. I hate them all. There's a standing order at the door there. Isn't it, Major D? No fucking midgets. I mean that. See, I don't know what about midgets riles me, but you know, they look up at you like they want sympathy. Get out of my way, you little short motherfucker. You know? See, I can't kick as high as I used to, but I put my foot in the midget's ass. Don't get nothing around me. I don't want to. You try to be nice to me. You stand and converse with them. They stand there breathing on your fly. I don't like that. I don't want nobody to breathe on my fly unless they're serious. This girl laid down on the grass and opened her legs, and all the mosquitoes died. A hornet's nest fell out of an oak tree. 2 wild dogs fell out. Oh, God. Years ago, girls didn't smell like they do now. I swear to you, they got stuff now, girls. They got douche powders with different flavors. You've tasted them, fellas. Yeah, different flavors. My old lady bought some. Tuna. At least, I hope it was tuna. Here's the story. This lady called her doctor. She said, "Doctor," she said, "I hate to tell you this, but you're giving me the wrong hormone pills." Doctor said, "Just a moment, Mrs. Sampson." She said, "I couldn't make a mistake like that. I'm 47 years in business. I couldn't do that." She said, "Listen, man, you gave me the wrong hormone pills." Doctor said, "Well, how do you know I gave you the wrong hormone pills?" She said, "Well, I got hair growing down my chest." She said, doctor said, "Well, how far down is it growing?" She said, "Down to my dick." I don't have any kids myself. Yeah. All of you folks are married, aren't you? Children? How many? 3 children. And sir, you're a motherfucker. That's right. She's a mother 3 times, isn't she? Motherfucker, you. I bet you never thought you'd laugh when a black dude called you a motherfucker. Man, that's beautiful. Things are changing around the country. No kidding. How you feel, pal? By yourself? Have you tried band roll-on? Take $100 out your pocket and enjoy yourself. $100, man, that's ridiculous. Pardon me. My first impression. Eskimo going to the toilet. Say, there was 2 buddies. There was 2 good buddies, and one guy, he was a practical joker, so he bought one of those rubber dolls. You know, they sell them in the porno stores. Maybe you got one. And you blow them up, and they're life-size dolls. You know, you put a little grease on them. And he bought one of these dolls and greased it and put it in his bed and pulled the cover over it and called his buddy and said, man, I got a chick over here. She's too much for me. I can't handle it by myself. He said, hurry on over here. Before he could hang up the phone, his buddy was coming to the door and said, where is she? He said, she's in the bedroom. His buddy went in the bedroom. He was in the bedroom about 1 minute. He came back outside. He said, man, where'd you meet her? He said, God damn. His buddy said, what happened? He said, man, what a freak. I bit her on the neck and she farted and floated out the window. I'll tell you. She went to college. She said, take off all your clothes. She said, doctor, people don't want to be around me for some reason. I go to a dance. No one asks me to dance. I go to a nightclub. People move. She said, help me, doctor. Doctor, take off everything, all your clothes, hang them up there, and get up on the table and put your feet in the stirrups. He said, first, blow your breath in my face. She said, he said, uh-huh. He said, now, get off the table, stand here, and bend over where I can examine you. She bent over, and the doctor started examination. Doctor said, you have Zachary. She said, what? He said, you have Zachary. She said, what the hell is Zachary? He said, your breath smells exactly like your ass. I was altar boy. Found out I couldn't be Pope. I said, fuck him. I'm not going to sit in the back of heaven. Think about that a minute. It'll come to you. I'm like Reverend Knight. Give me my shit while I'm on the ground. I don't want no pie in the sky. I want a broad. Last night, a chick asked me for $100 like it was an egg sandwich. Egg sandwich, just to fuck. $100. $100, me with 2 good hands. Remember the war, fellas? Hell, I wake up in the morning with my $100 and change girlfriend. $100, man. I wish I had something on me that cost me $100. I'd cut it off and barbecue it. $100. See, I used to pimp. Yeah, she knows. Yeah, I pimped. I had to pimp because I was too nervous to steal. I had a good hoe, though. I had a good hoe in New York. See, in the ghetto, blacks, we call them hoes. Whites call them hooers. See, them hooers is hoes. Yeah, I love a good hoe. This hoe I had only messed up once with my money. That was the first time she messed with it. And the last. The night she messed with my money, we went to the hospital together so the doctor could take my foot out of her ass. But, let me stop fooling around and tell you a few funny stories. I know it's true, though, a lot of folks here wearing glasses. Did you ever take time out to think how far ahead nature was planning us to put ears in the right place in case you had to wear glasses? Our ears could have been somewhere else. What if this meat wasn't here? my glasses would be on the floor. Either that or I'd be wearing goggles. See, you can cut this meat off completely and still hear, because the whole is more important than the meat. You believe that, don't you, sir? You don't believe that? Put your money back in your pocket. See, what if our ears had been back here? Wouldn't that be something? You'd have to pull your pants down to hear what I'm singing. Can you imagine what an entertainer had to look at in case the crowd was really listening? Imagine that. Jesus. One thing, though, if ears were back here, wouldn't be too much whispering going on. I know I wouldn't have nothing to say to no fellas. I might whisper to a chick, "You got a big ear." Here's a trick. No, dear, sit down. I mean this kind. Here's a trick. No, dear, sit down. I missed it on purpose. My wife's idea. I have a new wife. And she said, "Mrs. Foxx, try to make it look hard." So I've been trying to make it look hard for the wife. Have you ever tried that, fellas? No, please. Please, I don't need that. I had that in the Marine Corps. That's right. Clap.
Thank you very much. Thank you if you applauded. If you didn't applaud, I hope your home burns down. If I knew where it was, it would. I'm only kidding, though, seriously. I want you to know that tonight my subjects will vary. You watch. You think I'm lying? To begin with, we'll mention Stephen Foster, who wrote many beautiful tunes. Oh, I don't remember them because that kind of music don't thrill me. I like James Brown, B.B. King. But, you know,
tote that barge and you lift that bell.
Steve, you lift that bell yourself. Some people aren't built for labor. I wouldn't help 76 longshoremen lift up a wet butterfly. If that's what I have to do to support my family, they can forget it, because I don't have but two. One ugly wife and an ugly daughter. See, ugly parents are the cause of ugly kids. You follow an ugly kid home and sit on somebody ugly open the door. A friend of mine is just a nice tan, sir. My goodness. If we ever took over, you could pass. But, no, I want to tell you some other stuff. See how my stories vary right away? See, because I have to skip 6 to get to a nice one. But if you ever catch me in a nightclub, I'm good in nightclubs. I swear to President... Oh. I watched that noise behind me. You have to be careful. You don't know who belongs to what group. Anyway, this guy came home one night. He thought his wife, you know what I mean, was suspicious. She said, "Hey, don't you never say nothing about you. You have to never worry about me when you go out. I'm true to you." And he said, "Well, listen." He got his gun out the drawer and got his knife out of his pocket, opened his knife and started honing it, you know, and sharpening it up real good. She said, "What are you doing, honey?" He said, "See them blue suede shoes under the bed? If ain't nobody in them, I'm gonna shave." That's the way. Another guy was suspicious. He walked home. He was in the bathroom shaving, and he was shaving, had his face in the mirror, and he get ready to take, and he looked behind him, and the bathroom curtain was closed. So he turned around, you know, he said, what? He opened the bathroom curtains, the guy standing in the tub. The guy in the tub said, "Man, shut those curtains, I ain't through voting yet." See, you must have answers. Hurry up and get it over with, because you're slowing me down. You probably won't get a chance to see me no more. Maybe my brother will be back in New York. There's 3 of us, Ed, Red, and Ned. Triplets, born 45 minutes apart. Triplets. I'm one of triplets. My dad came to the hospital, and he saw my mother, and he saw the kids laying there in the crib. 3 of us. He looked at my mother and said, "Mary, you pick out the one you want, because I'm going to drown them other 2. That's how I learned how to swim. I didn't mind to swim, was getting out that bag full of cats. My dad hated cats too. Me, I don't hate cats, but I'm not gonna kill my family in a station wagon ducking a black cat. No, that can happen to you. You be driving, look out for that black cat. Everybody's dead. Canary, dog, everybody. I run over all cats. I don't care what color they are. I'm not going to wreck my $7,000 automobile ducking no 28-cent cat. That's bad arithmetic. The way I figure, 7,000 goes over 28 one time with nothing left over. I don't hate cats. I don't hate anything in the world. Only thing in the world that I hate is midgets and okra. I hate midgets. I'm not, I just don't want them around. Get mad with a midget, you can't even cut him. You got to stab him in top of the head. But don't ever fight a midget unless you've done some midget fighting previously. And, yeah, I'll stop you. Hey, another thing bugs me. Kids that cry. Boy, I was on a plane once, San Francisco to New York, kid cried all the way. Look, all the way, 5 hours and 15 minutes. Lady looked at me with Circle Kennedy Airport. She said, sir, I don't know what to do with this baby. I said, well, I sure wish I could raise this window. But you know who's miserable? Couples that are married with no kids, no children in the house. They don't know what it means to give up so your child can have, to do without something. Childless couples don't know what it means to sit out on the couch in a big wad of peanut butter. Try to watch television through grape jelly, fingerprints, fall down on a skate, break their neck. They don't know what it means to have those kids around the house, watch your little boy grow from a little acorn into a complete nut. To nurse your daughter all the way through high school and college and become a beauty, and then watch her walk down the aisle with a junkie. I was telling my daughter, I have a daughter 19. You hear a horn? Oh, I always watch everything. And you never can be careful. I never belong to any group because I don't march. I'll catch a cab and meet them, but I ain't never marched. But if people found more love and more understanding and more trying to, don't put people down. It was a scene at the cemetery. It was a Chinese fella putting food on the grave of his friend. Food, a lot of rice and those things that you fry, and then shrimps and stuff. And the white fella was putting flowers on the grave. He looked over at the Chinese fella and said, when you expect your friend to come up and eat that food? Chinese fella said, about the same time your friend come up and smell them flowers. So I just want to donate, just understand. Hey, let me tell you a nice story. This is good. His wife went to one of those spiritualists, and the spiritualist connected him with his wife who had passed, with her husband. And she said, John, he was gone. She said, John, are you happy where you are? He said, I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. She said, you're happier than you were on earth? He said, oh, so much happier than I was on earth. She said, are you happier than you were with me? He said, oh, yes, darling, I'm just happy. She said, well, how is heaven? He said, I'm not in heaven. Hey, thanks a lot for listening. Here's what I want to say to you before I go. Everybody, find some love for each other, will you? Because nuclear war could only bring two places together, this world and the next. Thank you very much. Stories, so I know I'll get one up front. It's a story about integration, more or less. It was a bus driver. And he had a bus full of kids, and they were all in the bus arguing about black and white, what was right and what was wrong, who was right and who was wrong. And the bus driver just got fed up with all the conversation about black and white, so he stopped the bus and told all the kids to get off. And he walked outside with them. He said, look, I'm tired of all this bickering about race and who's right and who's wrong, and who's rich and who's poor, who lives in the ghetto, who lives in the mansions. He said, from now on, if you're going to ride this bus, everybody's green. You got it? Everyone's green. He said, get on the bus. Dark greens in the back, light greens in the front. Well, I like to say that you guys sure worked me over tonight. I've heard Dean Martin say nicer things about milk. Dean Martin made a special trip to be here tonight. He left the floor. And it's nice
see my friend Steve Allen here. Steve has done as much for comedy as Elizabeth Ray has done for typing. I'm glad Slappy White showed. Slappy thinks he's in big time tonight. So let me tell you something, Slappy. Being on a Dean Martin roast is as important as being a beauty mark on LaWanda Page. And Joe Garage? You were a credit to the game of baseball. Even though Joe is in television now, his first love is still baseball. I know because at 3 o'clock this morning, I saw him at a bar with a couple of bats. And Nipsey, you look good tonight. I mean, I didn't know Fruit of the Loom made tuxedos. Nipsey, I just heard they published your book of poems. Makes me glad I can't read. I'm glad that Milton Berle is here. It's a shame he isn't on TV every week. Kraft was going to give him a show of his own, but he aged before the cheese did. But a nice thing did happen to Milton last week. They made him honorary pin boy on Celebrity Bowling. And there's my old buddy Marty Allen. I've seen afros before, but your hair looks like a pregnant haystack. And there's brother George Kirby. Really good buddy. George is a big favorite on television talk shows. That's because he can't make it on the joke shows. George is appearing at Las Vegas at the International House of Pancakes. I'm honored to have Mr. Orson Welles here, though, and I mean that with great respect. I respect him because he always is reading books. The only book I ever read was one by Dr. David Rubin. Everything you always wanted to know about sex, but he left out the most important part, where to get it. And I want to thank my maid, Liz Torres, for being here. I understand she's Puerto Rican. I once had a Puerto Rican working for me who was my valet. He was very good at removing spots from my pants. 5 spots, 10 spots, 20. I don't know much about Puerto Ricans. I always thought Puerto Ricans were a Mexican with a job. Abe Vigoda. We don't usually get stars of your caliber on these roasts. I mean, but tonight we had to lower our standards. and Don Rickles. I mean, he's mean. I mean, he's real mean. Whenever he gets out to Disneyland, his favorite ride is the Tunnel of Hate. Don was at the dentist this morning. He was getting his fangs capped. You gotta excuse my friend, though, Isaac Hayes, for how he did tonight. You see, before Isaac got in show business, he used to be a Roto-Rooter man. And he just can't shake the habit of going down the drain. And of course, there's Aunt Esther, Miss LaWanda Page. 3,000 manholes in this town, and she had to drop in here. Listen, first time I met LaWanda was at a party, and she came topless. Her upper plate fell out. You just sit there, LaWanda. You work me over, now I got some things to say about you. Get a load of that face. Looked like a wedding cake that was left out in the rain. She checked in the motel last night. They gave her a room with an ugly rest mattress. Oh, before I forget, I just want to say I'm inviting everyone here on Diaz to dinner. Everyone except you, LaWanda. Have some ribs sent up to your room. They'll be attached to Nipsey Russell.
like to wish the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan a 5-car accident with no survivors, a slow ambulance with 4 flat tires and no spare, a junkie doctor with an $800 a day habit, with an orangutan on his back, and a rusty scalpel in his hand as he's operating on the Grand Wizard in the hospital that's burning down on top of the operating table, and frozen fire hydrants from Alabama to Nova Scotia. And if they ever thaw out muddy water in this coffin, other than that, good luck, and may lightning strike him in the heart 374 times just before some hungry, hydrophobia-filled possums chew through his expensive coffin for something strange to eat. Amen. I want to show you how things work. It was a white fella out the graveyard putting some flowers on the grave of a friend of his. And it was a Chinese fella. He was out there putting some food, you know, rice and green peppers and stuff on the grave of his friend. So the white fella looked at the Chinese fella and said, when do you expect your friend to come up and eat that food? Chinese fella said, about the same time your friend come up and smell them flowers. That's one of those things like that. People say we all look alike. A lot of whites say that. They all look alike to me. But it's you, white friends, that all look alike to us. All of y'all just white. Look at us when we go to basketball, football game, track meet, and see the Mets. All different colors, black walnut, burnt almond, chocolate, chocolate mocha, pecan, vanilla, yellow, mellow, light, bright, and almost white. How about that? How you feel, brother? Keep moving.
Sure you do. Let's pause here a moment. We'll drink a toast to human beings around the world and what makes them laugh. First, a sip. Water. Did you ever get drunk and go home and sit on the toilet and throw up in the face bowl? Hey, you thought no one knew, did you? I've been drunk in that. I sat in the face bowl and threw up in the toilet. Okay, and I came back a half hour later to put some cold water on my forehead. And I reached down in the face bowl. I said, God damn, I don't remember eating that. He knows, lady. You don't have to explain it to him. That's good. You married? That's better. Yeah, I think if you're in love, you don't need license, you need linen. If you're really in love, you need gargle. Shack up. Then if you don't like each other, pack up. I got married and fucked up. I married a Korean. Pretty, maybe so. I married the enemy. Because I'm an American war veteran. I think if you can't beat them good, fuck them. So I'm going home tonight and do my part for America. That's right. I'm fucking the enemy. Thank you. You laugh so nice. That's pretty. Wish you were darker. A toast. English humor. A gentleman should never argue with a lady. He should dick her. Chinese humor. Confucius said, crowded elevator smell different to midget. African humor. What do you get from an elephant's trunk? 2 6-foot boogers. Mexican humor. Why does it have hair around it? To keep it from looking like a taco. Did you ever eat one? I mean a taco. Now you have to hold your head sideways so the meat don't fall out. Yes, thank you, honey. That's the way it laughs. That's the way I love to see girls laugh like that. Enjoy life because it's rough out there. How you, darling? You look like my first right. That you, Evelyn? Another toast, miscellaneous. What is a sardine? A sardine is a little fish that smells like a finger. know what goes over you. What's the difference between meat and fish? Hard to beat your fish. Hey, that's good. Hey, let me tell you a few. Cigarette relaxes me, that's why I smoke. I've been smoking 42 years. If I don't have cancer now, I'd probably have someone eat cancer's ass up. A lot of people worry about their diet so they can live, you know what I mean? They give up cottage cheese and applesauce and liver and bacon, ham, you know what I mean? Boiled potato, spinach. They quit eating all that stuff, sugar and butter and lard, just so they can live. Isn't that dumb? You're gonna feel like a goddamn fool laying out the hospital dying from nothing. You hate to laugh right out loud, don't you? Virgin? I'll tell you about my wife earlier. I forgot, you know, she's been bugging me 15 months now for a ring. When I get ring, she asked me, you know, when I get ring. I said, as soon as I step out this fucking tub, you get ring. So I ain't taking no shit off no foreigners. See, I'm American. I was born here. My father was born here. His father was born here. His father was brought here. Was fishing too close to the river in Africa. Snatched his black ass right up off the shore. Come on, nigga, goddammit, North Carolina. That's the way things happen for you. know. I could have been a king, maybe. Who knows? That's right, you know, handed down. Africa. I remember when they were marching, people started screaming in the suburbs, back to Africa with them. I said, back to Africa with who? Shit, I ain't never been to Africa. You know, send me home, send me to St. Louis, Missouri. 4461 Enright, top floor. Africa, what the hell I look like standing in the jungle with a $750 mohair suit and some alligator shoes?
What a thrill this is. Me, standing here between Rummy and Dummy. And I heard about you, Honky. You just keep your chicken picking hands to yourself. Because I'm carrying a can of mace.
Put it on ice and I'll drink it.
Now take a good look at this man. Devil, written all over his face. Just look at it. Now what other old man has wrinkles that spell out obscene words? When I first met this man, he told me he was a church worker. Can you imagine? A church worker, honey. That's what he said. Honey, if he ever worked in the church, it was finding new sins the preacher never heard of. I want you to know I'm not afraid, honey. Just because I'm on your show, you think I need you. Honey, I need you like a rooster needs a marriage license. You've been after me since I was a kid back in St. Louis. Honey, he was there the night I won a beauty contest. Remember that, Red? They gave me a silver cup.
Yeah, they gave you a silver cup, all right, to keep your teeth in.
You just keep quiet, you old fish-eyed fool. You ain't no judge of beauty. You should have seen his first wife, honey. That woman was ugly.
How ugly was she?
Honey, she was so ugly, if her picture was on a stamp, nobody would lick her.
You're right, she was ugly, but there's a reason why I married an ugly girl. You see, around that time, I tried to join the Elks, and they turned me down. And I tried to join the Shriners, and they turned me down. So I figured, just to get even, I'd marry Moose.
Honey, Red didn't tell the whole story. Not only was his first wife ugly, she was cruel. She buried 3 husbands, and 2 of them suckers was alive. And when he broke up with her, he started chasing after me. After we started going together, he got me a set of wheels. He said if I cooperate, he'd go and steal the rest of the car. And I hear you whispering over there, George Kirby. You call me Aunt Jemima one more time, I'm gonna whip your batter. Slappy, I heard some of the things you said about me. You making fun of me. That girl you go with is so ugly that she's got pimples on her watch. Honey, you see the one Nipsey runs around with. Honey, Nipsey goes around telling everybody his girl is a model for a perfume company. She's a model for a perfume company, all right, brute. And I heard what you said, Milton Berle. You keep on talking that talking, I'm gonna put that cigar where you can't smoke it. And now it's time for me to do something. That's one of the hardest things I've ever tried to do in my life. Whenever anybody finishes up here, it's customary to kiss the guest of honor.